weapons. So for me, I get quite a lot of duplicate weapons because I always dismantle everything I get, which means I'm coming back to this guy and getting more shit. So if I come, get the same stuff, it's just building up and building up my legendary shards, which to me at the minute, because I have a lot of the exotics, I haven't got them all, but I've got a lot of them, they are pretty useless. Only good thing they're for is for me to build my character up even more. If I get a new armor piece, yes, they're good for infusion, but other than that, they are pretty useless. So for me, see, I get quite a lot of the same weapons, straight away dismantle them, because if I've got one, having two is absolutely pointless, unless I have another character that doesn't have it. Very rarely will I have one of my characters that doesn't have the same weapon. As soon as I get the better devils, so I've got it on all three characters so far. So the fourth one I've got, pointless. I could just dismantle it. But my idea is that I want all my three characters to play completely different. Other than that, I would just have one character if I wanted to use the same weapon on each character, it'd just be boring. So I choose to have my Titan, where I can go in, punch, slap, do whatever I need to do to be an aggressive support player for my team. If I'm going to play a hunter, I stay middle distance, so I want to be using a scout rifle, an auto rifle, something that I can assist from the back, basically. My warlock, I'll be slapping in and out of the engagements, helping my team where I can, dropping my rifts. So each character I want to play differently. So for me to have 5 better devils is pointless. So as soon as I've got 3, everything else is just going to go to the bin. But that's not good enough. I want the ability to take this better devil that I get, infuse it. So if I infuse a better devil into another better devil, I would like another option here. This section would be called better devil infusion, or basically building towards getting something better for the weapon that I enjoy playing with. So how would it work? So for me, you'd open up another section. So you've got your infusion, you've got your weapon mod, you've got your shader, but this one would be Better Devils Prestige or Better Devils Advanced. I'm not sure how they would want to word it, but that's the sense that I'd get from it. So if I had 5 Better Devils, I could infuse them into the 1 and get to Prestige level 1. With Prestige level 1, I would gain an extra perk that would come here. Something along the lines of like explosive payload, or you've got others where you've got hipfire grip, something that's already in the game but just better, so you'd get 2 of them. You could even get an extra explosive payload. That'd be brilliant, because that'd just make a massive mess of the enemies. So that'd be level 1, so after 5. If you then infused another 5, you would get to Prestige 2, so that'd be 10 better devils that you'd collected, and you'd get to Prestige 2, where you would get a legendary, for example. So they'd introduce some legendary type perks that would stand here, so you'd end up with 3 perks on that weapon. It'd actually benefit you for grinding for these weapons, and it wouldn't just be a waste of time. It'd be something to aim for. So if you like the better devils, you'd be going playing Crucible, and you'd be hoping to get one, instead of saying, fuck's sake, I've got another one. Which I say constantly, because I've had probably 12. And if I had 12, I'd be alright, because I'd be Prestige 2, I'd be building my way up to Prestige 3. And on the the time of talking about Prestige 3, so Prestige 3 would unlock, and this is where it'd finish. You would get the opportunity to have an exotic perk. Like in the story mode, when you're on Titan, you get the option between 3 exotics. I'm not 100% sure, I haven't really thought about what the perks could be, but these perks would be an amalgamation of what you've already got. It just enhance what you've got, or it would make it dual wield. Maybe a cosmetic as well, so you've got your shader, maybe you could have an aura, something that would give you a satisfaction of grinding and getting that weapon. I personally love this weapon, the Better Devils, for my Titan. It's fantastic. It's great for ads, it's great for yellow bars. It's just a great weapon. It's great in PvP. I use this weapon on my Titan for absolutely everything. The raid, shooting on the gauntlets, taking out things in the baths, it's 2 shots and a grenade, a pulse grenade into one of the bathers. Absolutely fantastic weapon. So for me, if I got it 15 times, I could turn it and get an exotic. I'd be buzzing. Yeah, in PvP, if you got it 15 times and someone were unlucky, they didn't get it once, yeah, you would have a slight advantage. Maybe it would be better off just PvE only to have the exotic perks.
I would have died when the old tower fell.
But then again, yeah, it's nice to have an advantage over people if you've worked hard for something. So I think also once you got to the exotic stage, it would require some sort of currency. It wouldn't be for free. Yes, you've grinded, you've got it 15 times, and you've got yourself to Prestige 3. But this would need a certain challenge to be completed. Maybe you need to do a Prestige Nightfall and get a certain token. Maybe you need to do 150 kills with the Better Devils in Crucible. Do the raid with the Better Devils. Something that's going to challenge you, make it worthwhile actually getting it. So some sort of currency, maybe like in Destiny 1 when they brought in exotic shards. If you got 10 exotic shards, maybe yes, you'll be able to activate it. Or if you got even if it were just an infusion token, so if you dismantled an exotic, or if you dismantled another type of hand cannon, like the quest for the Meader Multitool, where you had to get rid of 5 different scout rifles to get the Meader Multitool. Maybe if you had to dismantle 5 Better Devils, and then you'd get a token. I think these sort of quests, these sort of challenges is what's going to make people play the game for longer. Hopefully they've already thought of this, and hopefully it's in the pipeline, but the playability of the game is very minimal at the minute. When the game first came out, I couldn't wait to go on, smash some bots about, but it's just difficult. Once you've completed it, it's difficult to keep enthused about it. Yeah, there's different things to do, your Nightfalls, your Prestige Nightfalls, your raids, but for people that have been playing the game for 3 years, that's not a lot. I used to do my bounties every week, every day even. I used to do the weekly bounties, I used to do the Crucible bounties, I used to do the raids, I used to do 2 raids a week, Nightfalls, Heroic Strike playlists, and for me, yeah, you've got you're building towards engrams. I'm 305, I only get 297s, it's not worth me doing, it's not worth me spending 3 hours doing strikes just to get a weapon that I'm never going to use.
Hello, Guardian.
The only reason I would ever go and do it is just to get it's not even on here, but I've got it already. get the curtain call. I could, if I'd have got 15 of them, yeah, have another exotic perk, maybe have tracking on it. Anything to make that weapon an absolute beast. It's got cluster bombs, so if they brought back Wolf Pack, that would be a fantastic exotic perk for it. They brought in tracking, so basically if you grinded the curtain call to the maximum, you could turn it into a Gjallarhorn, and that would make this game so much better. Even if, for example, for the better devils, you got to an exotic perk and you could have solar damage, void damage, arc damage, or you had the hard light perk where you could choose whatever were going to happen. It'd stay in your kinetic, but it would be an extra energy based weapon. Anything that they brought in, any exotic perk that they've got, so Cold Heart, the exotic perk is Cold Fusion, the weapon shoots a steady Cold Fusion powered laser. If that went into if you had a fusion rifle you liked, maybe you'd get the Merciless perk where it non-criticals, non-lethal hits with projectiles make this weapon charge faster. If you could gain that on any weapon after infusing 15 together, that'd be fantastic, because some people don't like the Merciless, some people like the main ingredient, but if you had the main ingredient with the Merciless perk, that'd be fantastic. Just think some other, like if you had a pulse rifle that did 5 bursts, if you got the Harsh Truths. So need a multi-tool, you got your radar on. If you're a hunter, you wouldn't have to use your knucklehead radar if you wanted to use this on the Nameless Midnight. Something that's going to take your drab little weapon that you've got and bring it up to be an absolute tank. Uriel's Gift, if you had the I forgot what it's called, the exotic, so the Sweet Business perk. I don't have the Sweet Business on me, but I have it in the vault, where the longer you shoot, the more range and distance. I've got it. I deleted it. Collections. There we go. Sweet Business. So larger magazines, increase accuracy when firing from the hip. Absolute. That'd be a fantastic perk for the Uriel's Gift. If you had a rocket launcher, maybe not the Wardcliffe coil. You won't want that perk on a curtain call. Like Sunshot, this would be a great one for the better devils. Sunburn, this weapon fires explosive rounds and highlights targets that take damage from. PvP, that'd be an absolute tank. PvE, it'd be a tank. What a joke that weapon is. Both of them too. Absolute sack of dicks.
Does this look to you like someone cut
Tracked cannon. No, you wouldn't want to put that into a shotgun. But this is what I was saying about the hard light, where you've got arc core, solar core, or void core. If you had that on a weapon, that'd be brilliant. If you had that on, I know you can do it now. You can just choose what you want by putting a weapon mod in, but if you didn't have to waste a weapon mod every time, that would be brilliant. So rounds fired from this weapon have no damage fall off, over penetrate targets and ricochet off hard surfaces. That'd be a good one, but I'm not sure. I think that would be a bit overpowered for Uriel's Gift. Maybe you could have it volatile light. It could be for anything. Scout rifle would be good. Pulse rifle would be good. So there's loads of arc damage, increases weapon power. I'd love to see a Uriel's Gift with the conductor perk from, what is it called? That one looked like an AK-47.
Dead Orbit is cutting back our funding.
The Arc Primary Exotic. I can't think what it's called. Anyway, that's going to piss me off now. No, I can't think of what it's called. So basically, we were an exotic in Destiny 1 that would shoot arc and would chain across all other weapons, all other enemies, and for arc nightfalls, that were an absolute must. You can probably hear me in the background googling it. This is an absolute disaster. Jay's just sent me a message, I want to play Destiny. He'll know exactly what it is because he's an absolute little nerd. Oh, come on, where is it? Why can't I think? Oh, Zal, fuck off. I thought that to myself. Zalo Supercell, that's what I'm talking about. Absolute fantastic weapon. That would be good to have that perk back in the game. So pretty much, just to summarise, it would give more longevity to the game, more playability, more of an enthusiastic way to receive duplicates. So if I'd love for Bungie to see this video. I know they're not going to see it because they're pretty much gangsters and they don't care. But it would just make playing the raid more fun. I would play the raid, get as many conspirators as I can get, and get an extra perk. It's already, I think it's already full auto. Yeah, it's already full auto. Just to grab another 2 perks onto it. The other weapons I haven't got. I'd love to see a decent sniper rifle in the game. I don't think any of the sniper rifles are any good, but the Morning Comes is the one that I have got at 305. I would love to see this have Firefly. I haven't seen a sniper rifle in this game with Firefly. I haven't seen one with a decent scope. I'd like to see one with an ACOG scope or something similar of that ilk. That's another thing about these weapons. I don't really seem to be that bothered about them. I don't go through the perks very well. I'll summon them. I think, do you know what, they're reloading slow. I've got another option. Euros gift I haven't even looked through. So it's just basic at the minute. That's exactly how I got it. Other than that, there's not a lot I do. I'd love to see a weapon. Curtain Call. Give me a Curtain Call with cluster bombs, 3 in the chamber, and Wolfpack, or homing, like target tracking. Give me that, please. Give me cluster bomb, 3 in the chamber, and not cluster bomb, Wolfpack or tracking. That would be absolutely fantastic weapon, and that'd be a weapon that you could use all the way through the game, instead of in 6 months when they put a DLC out, that weapon being trash. It would be nice to see weapons that you can play from the start to the end, like the Vault of Glass weapons. They were trash after the first DLC. As soon as the second raid came out, the Vision of Confluence wasn't strong enough to be in there, but that weapon got me so many kills. I think it got like 18,000 kills with the Vision of Confluence because it was an absolute tank. Being able to go into a solar nightfall with 3 solar weapons was an absolute delight. And at the minute, you can only go in with 2. And at the best, you are better off having 1 solar, running arc, and having a void heavy or a void secondary. But as we come up to 20 minutes, I think I've rambled on enough to be a boring bastard. So I'm going to sign out, say in the most Yorkshire way possible. If you don't know where Yorkshire is, Google it because it's the best. Google Yorkshire puddings because they are the best as well. I'm going to say Alright, cock. I'll set it next week, pal. And that's it. City mate. Bye bye. Bye, cock. Love ya.